So I'm going to talk to a few minutes now about BlueSteps and what we're doing in the association to link you guys with the executives at the moment. So Brian asked at the beginning of the session who had used BlueSteps, who's got logins to it. So who here is familiar with BlueSteps, knows about it, has used it before? A few of you. Who's got a login, has never logged in before? Yeah, that's fair enough. Same thing at London Summit. A lot of people had logins, but they hadn't gone into it before. So I recently started working with the BlueSteps team a few months ago to try and up the usage a bit more and actually start running more tutorials for our members to make sure you guys are taking advantage of it. And what I intend to do now is give you guys a bit of a brief overview of what BlueSteps is. And for those of you familiar with it, it'll be a good reminder. And show you some of the changes we've made, the investment we put into the system, the types of companies that exist on the database. From there, I'd like to set all of you guys up with logins at the end of today. I'll be happy to run you guys a tutorial by logging into the database and showing you how to use it and make the most of it. So this is what it looks like. We actually had a bit of an upgrade on the face of it. We've added a couple of new features. So in October last year, we basically invested a lot of money into the technology behind the system so it yield the best results. We made the user page as simple as possible. So as you can see, at the left-hand side, this is very much, if you want to be very specific with your search, you have your title, company, name, if you're very specific, you want the actual name of an individual, and resume search, so if you're looking for someone with an MBA or a particular technology skill set or whatever it might be, you put it in there. There's no need for speech marks or anything like that. You can just put it in Word or a space, and that's absolutely fine. You have the option of current, past, and both as well. So current would be they're currently in that position, and in the past would be they're past and both, instead of doing it now and done it in the past. And I recommend searching on both to yield the most results when doing it. On the other side, the filter option, and I recommend using the filter option more so than the more specific side of things, because this gives you a chance to it'll provide you a number of results and you can modify it and break it down. If you're being more specific to begin with, it tends to perhaps doesn't yield the results that you want. So if you use the filter options, choosing the industries and the functions you're looking for, that tends to yield more results and you can break it and modify it down from there. A couple of features on here, so gender and titles. So with the work that we're doing with global board ready women and Fletcher women and the importance of board diversity and gender equality on boards, you can also search for a female candidate as well as a male candidate, so that option is in there for you. In terms of the few numbers around the database, so we're actually a little over 90,000 as you can see on the previous slide. We're about 91.5 around that ballpark at the moment. Average salary about 230,000 USD, and in terms of experience around 10 years. So the Americas is the biggest, where we have most of our members are based in the Americas, with 58% predominantly in Canada, the US and Brazil. EMEA is growing at 29%, and Asia Pacific at 13%. And we're looking to keep those numbers as high as possible, and we're looking to build further partnerships with other leading academic institutions within EMEA and Asia Pac to push those numbers up. But definitely the most usage we see for BlueSteps comes from our members based in the US, Canada, and South America as well. BlueSteps members by industry, so it's very much a generalist database. It's not a specific database. We're not purely catering for the financial services industry or the healthcare industry. There's quite a few different types of industries on there, so from technology to finance, energy, management consulting, consumer products, manufacturing, industrial. It's very broad ranging, and this is just a few of them. There are plenty of other industries on there which you guys can tap into when using the system. In terms of functions, again, very broad, covers a lot of ground. This graph shows percentage-wise where we have the most, 25% general manager positions, all the way down to 7% on the technology side of things as well. So where do our members come from? Well, this is just a fraction of the companies that you would see on the database. There are plenty of others, but this kind of gives you a taste as to where we're getting members sign up from, what types of companies they're coming from. So a number of large institutions there. We partner with a number of business schools globally, and these are some of the business schools here. And this is where we get a lot of our people joining the BlueSteps database. A lot of people who've been through the MBA program or they're doing business-related programs with these universities, such as Columbia, as we heard up here. A lot of the alumni from there come onto the database and use it. They find it a useful tool. to, it could be as far as actually being very active on the market, looking for a job, or looking just to network with you guys. A number of people on the database may not have a very detailed profile. They might sort of say a couple of things about what they're doing, a few things about what they'll be looking for. Doesn't mean they're not looking, they're just keen to perhaps network with you guys, and maybe in 6 months to a year's time they'll get back in touch and they'll talk a bit more about what's currently going on. But we get a number of people coming from these business schools and joining BlueSteps, and we also work on a referral basis from that as well. So that's where we're getting our most of our members from. As mentioned before, GBRW, Global Board Ready Women, working closely with them and the Professional Women's Network in order to promote board equality and seeing more women joining large boards. So a new feature to the database we've added is manage opportunities. So previously, if you wanted to post a job on the BlueSteps database, you would have had to send it to us. We would then have to post it on. Now you can do it yourself. So you've got a live role that you want to put on there, and to promote it to all of the members on the BlueSteps database, we will need to go to manage opportunities, fill in the relevant information, and post it and submit it. And it's very simple, it doesn't take too long at all, and it's a cool new feature that we've added to the system. We hope you guys take full advantage of using that. If you use Encore, which I know a few of you, I know CT partners use the Encore system, you can access BlueSteps through Encore. So it's a partnership we've had there, and please do take advantage of that as well if you're on the Encore system. You can access the system directly through it. And quite simply, if you've got any questions, please do get in touch. I'm more than happy to run a tutorial for you. I'll make sure the website is set up. We'll do a mock search for you on there, and you can bring along any searches that you're currently doing at the moment and show you how to yield the most results and how to take full advantage of all the features that are on there. So please do get in touch. It's, I would say it's not BlueSteps is a very, very good tool to use along with the other tools that you're using at the moment. I think it's we've had a lot of success stories with it. I don't, in all honesty, to manage expectations, it's not going to answer all your prayers overnight. But it's a very good tool to use along with the other types of search systems that you're using. And a lot of our members who do utilise it with their other tools tend to yield the best results and find themselves getting the best shortlist together. So please do get in touch if you wish to learn more. We'll be setting all you guys up with logins for BlueSteps, and it's just open to member firms. So non-members don't have access to this. This is purely for member firms wanting a perk. So please do take advantage of it. I'm happy to take any questions now, but if due to sort of time constraints and things like that, I'm more than happy to answer at the end of the day. Does anyone have any? Yes.
I have what I hope is a quick question. If somebody sends me an unsolicited resume that's not a fit for anything we're doing, is there a reason I could not refer them to BlueSteps?
No. So if you.
So we've been encouraged to do that. I just want to make sure we're not incorrect.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you speak to anyone, executive at the moment, who said, and they just don't have their profiles and fit in with what you have on your books at the moment, please get in touch with us. Tell them to get in touch with us, or refer their profile onto us, and we'll talk to them about registering with BlueSteps.
Because I haven't gone in, obviously, to put my own profile in. Is there anything that would throw them out or exclude them? A certain salary limit or anything?
So the minimum salary is 100,000
Okay.
USD. So that's the minimum. Yeah, and then it goes up from there. So as long as they, as long as they're at that level, then we'll definitely consider them for it. Another thing to mention about sort of on the vetting side of things. So you probably might think, well, we have lots of databases out there. People can put out the profile. It might actually be. It might be a false profile. They might lie about certain things on their resume. We charge every person who joins the database a fee. It's a one-off lifetime fee, and it varies from the Americas to the EMEA and Asia Pacific regions. So that fee tends to really deter people that actually want to be on there and network with you guys to people who just want to put on a false profile. So that tends to weed out a number of individuals who don't particularly want to be there. So we do work with the database to try and every sort of 6 months or so get in touch with all the people on there and make sure they are updating their profile. There are a few people who have been on there who haven't updated their profile, who perhaps have moved on to a new role, and so we can't get everyone, but 95% of the time we keep the profile pretty relevant and up to date, and we do get those who are on the database do that. So, any other questions? Well, I hope you found that helpful. And as I say, please get in touch, and I'll make sure that all the member firms who are present here today have their logins, and I'll make sure that tutorials are set up for you guys so you can start taking advantage of the services that you get as part of the membership. Thank you very much.